Hello everyone and welcome to the International Racing League. It is for the 2023 season, round 14 I want to say. Probably I am wrong on that. We're here at Monza for the round of Italy. No major news headlines entering this weekend. This is recording, right? Yes, good. Taking out the pole word is Olivia Stalarska, who has already won earlier this season. On her outside is her teammate, Kelsey Topash. Row 2 has Eric Monaco, the most recent winner, and points leader, who took that over. He took the points lead over at Hungary after putting on a clinic in the later stages of that race. Laurentius Foth, this is probably his last race as a full-time driver for Ferrari, just because Chris Regazzoni has returned to the lineup. Independent driver Vladimir Vatanov and Dakota Brothers are behind them. Regazzoni making his return after being turned into a popsicle over at Michigan earlier in the season. And on his outside was the former points leader, Inge Eriksson. Miguel Ferrell makes his debut. He qualified 9th. 10th is Ryan Rickshaw, who is having the worst season imaginable. Jeff Bonner with a good qualifying effort in the last Ferrari on his outside view Ling. Rich Roy with probably his best qualifying result ever, and Dylan Speeds on his outside, or on driver's right. Evan Verlin, the Welshman, is in 15th, Aiden Jackson 16th, not a good qualifying effort for him. Bulbert Daniel back in 17th, Sylvia DeFonzia makes her debut, driving for Scuderia Italia. Gase Bryan, good qualifying effort, not so great qualifying effort for either of the Alex Osborne drivers. Jimmy Logano, horrible effort, puts him deep in the field. Sean Perkins, making his first start since Michigan. UC Roki, independent trophy driver. Everett Masana could not get out what she wanted of the car. Same with Templeton. And then we got another independent of Ryuho and Tessa Wolf. Jeffrey really hasn't had the best of luck all this weekend. His teammate has been getting better of him. Ace Smithley's poor form continues. Robin Rutara is making his second start of the season, but first start for home house. And Wesley Jewell had an off in the S section behind him. Kyle West can't be too surprised. The Team Star USA cars aren't exactly good on anything that has a right-hand turn. Callie Mayer, not so great of a qualifying effort. Baguette Regazzoni had a horrible qualifying lap. Baton Stitton making his first start of the season. Max Verstappen for Starpent Racing was in the support race yesterday and crashed out fairly early on. And then Harrington, Holiday, and DeThorne rounded the back of the grid. DeThorne's been having engine difficulties all throughout the weekend. As always, I am joined by the EFR booth, as currently it's just Trek. We should have a interesting race today. Very flat out, very little. There's some heavy braking zones, mainly being the first few turns, 5, 6, Lesmo, and Parabolica. But other than that, it should be an easy time. Okay, that is good. To be completely honest, I thought I fixed the sound. Apparently, I didn't. Another thing we need to keep an eye on is the battle for 30th in points, mainly because the top 30 will be automatically entered into the Grab City Grand Prix, which happens in a few weeks' time. Currently, the full-time drivers looking on the outside are Topash, Roy, and Regazzoni. Orloki could make it in, depending on his result today. Smithley also can as well, and Rickshaw is basically needs to win this race and hope and pray nothing good happens to anyone else. Flag is out, and away we go here for the round of Monza. Voth drops low immediately. Topaz gets in line behind her teammate as we head down to turn 1. And it looks like Stralarska is going to hold the point. A few cars go off, but I think we mainly made it to turn 1 cleanly. Voth has taken second, trying to make the point that he should still be in that second Ferrari car for the rest of the season. Dakota Brothers in his second start is in second, or third. And we have a few cars gone off. Kyle West, Regazzoni in her home race. And looks like that is it. Too many cars in one, and too small of a space, it looks like. Entering the S's. Left, brake left. It's where a few cars had issues during qualifying. And of course, the famous Parabolica. Stralarska leads the first lap, Voth second, third Brothers, fourth Harrison, fifth Topaz, and Monaco's trying to hold off Bothanov and Rechov for sixth. Great effort by, oh, we have someone go off. That is Smithley and I think Kirkland, who went off in the back. See, Smithley just kind of overcooked it, and yikes. Kirkland got away with that, and we're stacking them up. UC Oroki, the independent trophy driver. And this started way ahead of him. Let's see. Oh no, Oroki just overcooked it and wrecked 35. And then Tannehill tried to avoid it and had nowhere to go. So rough day for Oroki, rough day for Tannehill. And Kirkland is getting a stop and go penalty for wrecking the 14. Few things to note. Chris Regazzoni, as we mentioned, this is his first start since the US 500 in Michigan. He should be back for the rest of the year. Laurentius Voth, who is currently in the 54 car, who is currently under pressure from Harrison, is believed to still be a part of his team's, be on the team reserve, as a reserve role. But we don't know anything yet about Voth's future in the Ferrari camp. He seems good. Hasn't really had any major incidents to speak of, but it'd be a shame if he left the sport entirely. As he duels Harrison into the first turn, kind of cuts the corner a little bit. Harrison is going to sweep around him. I wonder if he would have a spot. As Topaz takes fourth for Brothers. This yellow car is Miguel Ferrara. This is the third Team Dart car, as Maris at the pit lane along with Perkins. But Ferraro from Mexico having a solid run so far. as that's 16 off and into the wall. Be all in. Almost clucks for Troy. Looks like everyone avoids them as we have a wreck at the back. That is Penn Harrington. I don't think that's going to draw a safety car. Shouldn't, at least. Just take a look what happened. Let's see. Hits the curb, trying to cover off the 20 of Ryuho, and that doesn't really work. Robert Richard, the 91 car, gets a piece of it, and his day is done, along with Harrington, and I can't imagine the 20 is going to continue on. Doesn't look like it. And Robert Richard making Homehouse's first start. His day goes nowhere. As Sylvia Fonzio's 33 car also took part in the support race this morning, or yesterday, and I finished inside the top 10 for the same team. Tutino is a subsidiary of Ferrari. Not really surprised to see them here, as Regazzoni puts a crossover move on the 27 of Ivan Carson. Ferrari is currently dueling Brian Rickshaw ahead of the pair. Contact with Sylvia and Regazzoni, no harm, no foul. As Sylvia tries to slide up line, but puts two tires in the sand, pulls back. Regazzoni takes the spot from Carson. Let's see. Wolf is at the pit lane, the 420. Max Verstappen, as I mentioned, was in the support race yesterday and had a miserable time. Sviton Stinton, independence trophy effort for Power Technologies. I think that's all the part-time cars, not including Sean Perkins, who is in the third Red Bull. Richara has retired the car, no surprise there. Do I have better cautions on? Yes, I do. Okay. Interesting. Don't know why the 65 is still putzing around. Anyways, looks like the leader, Arison, is starting to catch a bit up to Strzelarska. And Topash is in tow. As they're approaching on Tannerhill, who has damage. Strzelarska gives her plenty of space. Team Dart, while based in, I think, Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, does have some Italian connections. So that's why all three cars are here. As Carson is trying to make another move on Regazzoni and is going to do so successfully around the outside of turn 2 of Viola Links at the pit lane. Can't say I'm surprised after she hit the wall. And looks like they are parking the 65. So Tannerhill's day is done relatively early.
Looks like they couldn't get that damage repaired.
Doesn't look like it, and they're not making minimum speed either. So Tannerhill's day is done, not what she needed. Tannerhill currently sits, where does she sit in the points? 15th in the points. Not what she needed. Monica with a run on Brothers. The points battle between Monaco and Garrison exiting the round of Hungary is a measly 23 points. And with the double points race coming up, that could sway in either direction. DeThorn making her way up the standings after those engine difficulties. She started quite literally last, made her way up to 23rd, avoiding a few incidents along the way. Currently trying to put pressure on Allison Holiday. And will do so with a beautiful move around the outside of turn 2. And it's going to try to run down Lance Templeton. Anderson runs wide, Topash with an opportunity. Meanwhile, Monica's gone past the 50 car brothers in the background. Lance Templeton still leading the Ferrari brigade, which is kind of surprising considering he's an interim driver. Though Chris Regazzoni sits in 10th. Not bad for a comeback. Reminds me of the one German Formula X driver, Nicolas Lavardo, who had that wreck in, I want to say, 76 of the Nürburgring, came back here and brought home a podium finish, I believe, that day. Looks like Regazzoni might be doing the same thing, but instead of a Formula X car, is a stock car. Harrison runs wide, contact with Topash. Lennard versus Volvo, and they are catching a Smithley, who cannot catch a break. What is the 65 doing?
Didn't they call her into the pits or something?
Yes. Interesting. And, oh boy. Stewards aren't going to be impressed with this, as we have a flat tire on the 42 of Jimmy Logano. The other Evergreen State racing car. Though, that should be easily fixable. It's gonna put them off strategy, but, well, it's not the worst thing to have here.
Unless the tires start shredding under the sheet metal.
The Thorn split it wide, and it's gonna lose the spot to Holiday. Doesn't look like he's gonna have too much damage. I think he's just taking a sweet little time just to make sure it doesn't do exactly what you said it would do. Looks like the 65 held up a few people. Sephora has a bigger gap to Carson, and Regazzoni is going to get, actually Regazzoni is going to get past the 84 car. So is the Fonzie. The Fonzie is going to try to make a move on the underneath the 64 car. Regazzoni slides it a bit wide out of exiting Parabolica, going to lose the spot to the 84. Here comes Daniel. As Topash and Harrison I think are dueling for second at the moment.
Never mind on the 3 wide part, that camera angle.
Thought they were going through it for a second. Oh, contact! Fatima either locked up or missed his braking point and hits the back of the 64 car, which is the 64 into the 84. There's a bit of a dent on the front of the 80 or the 64, but I don't think that's going to hamper him. Actually, it might, because he's losing ground.
I wasn't going to say anything about this, but seems like the field's filled with of old and new car makes. Like I see a 2003 Pontiac Grand Prix mixed with the new Ferrari and.
Don't think about it too hard. Bothanov slides it wide. As we got a battle for third between Harrison and Monaco. This is not, in fact, not for the points lead, because Monaco, as things stand, would still hold the points lead. But Harrison will put a a small dent into the points difference. Surprisingly, these two early in the season had a few battles with each other, but not many. I think it's the first major battle they've had with each other since pre the US 500. As Regazzoni is exiting the pits. Apparently they're on minimum speed watch as well. Just want to see something now. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I think because I'm like a 65, I think something might be wrong with that 17.
That's why I said she's on minimum speed watch. She pits again, I just want to see if it's a pit stall issue. Fox slides it wide. Here comes Brothers. It's going to take the spot. Might have a run on Monaco. Mr. Monaco. Smithley is that pink car going a lap down. Smithley, her points show she's having a horrible year. She's having an unlucky year. Looks like looks like she's fine. Eric Monica entering the pit lane.
Oh, I think there's. Oh, thought I saw something in the back of the.
I had no idea why the 65 isn't ignoring the park order. Topash is in, Monaco is in, most of the front brothers are in. Anderson stayed out. So did Starska. Pash is going to beat the 83 out. Same with Ferraro. Actually, the Ferraro's behind the 83, my bad. Side by side between Joel and Roy. Jackson's still out on track. That might have been a hot lap. A few different strategies are happening at the moment. Yeah, the A9 pitted earlier, so he's on a different strategy. And Kirkland's in the pit lane. That is scheduled. They are repairing stuff on the 26 car. Staris got in the pit lane. Snapping not factor. Do you want to watch this? Yeah, I have no idea what's wrong with the 65 then. 17 is in. I don't think there's people in the back stalls are getting service. Good to know. That'll be a fix for later. Anyways. Starlarska beats out Harrison. Topash is going to be in third. Looks like fourth is Monaco, fifth is Ferraro, sixth is Fox, seventh Brothers, eighth Daniel. 9th, Stefanzia. And here's the Hornets that's for 10th. Roy almost drove into the back of the 27. That's going to be a penalty. Let's see. Yeah, Rich Roy. No, it's bad. Oops. Rich Roy overshoots his braking by about a country mile and then kind of spears across into the 84. And the 46 is slow. That's why, flat tire. Rich Roy has been given a stop and go for his collision with Rickshaw. That's going to hurt his day.
Yeah, there was no way he was going to make that one.
Yeah, that move wasn't going to work in a million years. So Roy, who's running 15, he's on a 2-year winless streak. That is going to stay. The Thorns made her way up to 19. She's also on a she's on a 1.5-year winless streak. Roy's last one came at the 2021 Graphic City Grand Prix. The Thorns' last one came at the 2021 Ohio Grand Prix, where she stole the championship in a last-lap move on Edmund Berlin, denying Roy the title. Actually, not the 13th. Battle for second. Topak has gotten past Harrison, as Taraska has a nice serene drive. Team Dart was here at the earlier part of the season. I think they would be championship contenders. They still can be, because there's the Graphic City Grand Prix, which is double points, and the Florida 500, which is double points. Harrison goes wide, and it looks like Miguel Ferraro might make this a 1-2-3 for Team Dart. The last team to have all 3 drivers on the podium was back in, I want to say, the 1980s with Harrington Motors, which is now the Roy 8 team. So it's been a while since we've had someone sweep the podium. We've had manufacturers sweep the podium, but never a team. Thorne side by side with Jackson. Jackson's off strategy, and his lap times are showing it. Aiden Jackson, I'm surprised he hasn't won yet. He's been quick he's been quick week in and week out. He just hasn't had the luck to pull off the win. It's the 420 cars in the pit lane. DeThorne goes a bit deep. Jackson tries a crossover, and I think he's going to make it work. DeThorne showing what to do when you take a turn too deep, not spearing across the racing line and taking someone else out.
They really got to pull that 65 off the track.
Yeah. She's been ordered to park. Can't imagine some people are going to be too impressed. I don't think the Thorn is.
Whoa!
Again, I don't think the Thorn's too impressed.
If the stewards tried to call in again.
Yikes.
I don't know what's going on with that 65, but
I'm pretty sure whatever the end result is, the resulting penalties aren't going to be too kind to this team. Hey, Nicky.
E.
Hey.
I don't know that I've seen this. I take it this is the new version of Monza that came out.
Yes.
Like a couple years. Okay, I haven't seen this track in game yet, so this is interesting.
It's not horrible. Jackson's in the pit lane in the 89.
I wanted to make this track for a very long time, but skills were. I had skill issues.
We have a problem
Trouble
with
for 17.
I wonder if she ran outfield, because I know some of these pit stalls I don't think are working, as we have discovered.
I think there might be a field shortening. There might be some faulty fuel line.
Has to be. Viola Ling is at the pit lane. I think a few teams are calling their drivers in, because if this... I think she's fine where she is. I don't think they're going to throw a safety car for it, considering there's a marshal post not too far up the road.
Is this car out of fuel?
Yes. I think some of the pit stalls aren't working. Yeah, no, that's a yellow.
Whoa, kid.
Okay, Marshall's got there in time.
Oh, for a second there, I thought.
Marshall's just had to re-angle the car properly. Here's the battle for 29. Dylan Speeds with no front end, holding up Maroki, Kirkland, and Kirkland's a few laps down, and Perkins. As we were looking for the battle of second between Topash and Arison, because I was keeping my eye on the timing chart while we were watching the 17 get wheeled out of the way. These two have been trading second like there's been no tomorrow. So, Nikki, the 3, 8, and 11 are Vincenzo's cars.
I figured, but I figured the 3 was, because I recognized that paint job. That's something Vincenzo did.
Here's the 11. Harrison goes a bit wide. I'm pretty sure Monaco is loving that. Meanwhile, the other Scandinavian sport car of Boga Daniels is starting to make her presence known. Dakota Brothers has wanted it back a bit, same with Foth. Regazzoni, Chris Regazzoni that is, has fallen all the way to 23rd position. Ferrari pit strategy at its finest. Despite that penalty, Roy is still in the points. Connor Sports having a miserable day. Viola Link.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'm going to be in and out a bit, but I'll be back.
Okay. Viola Link down in 33rd. Harrison is under pressure from Monaco, who takes the line exit, gets the run off the corner, and takes the last podium spot. Jeffrey is at the pit lane, Botmanov taking the spot from Rickshaw, who has, despite that spin, still in the points. Roy has also hit the pit lane. Now it looks like Arolki has finally cleared the 82, same with the 81 of Perkins. earlier, Rickshaw is currently the lowest running full-time driver in the point standings. He's well down the grid, and he just hasn't had the speed at all this season. We know him and Kyle West aren't probably coming back to Teamster USA next year just because how that team operates. If you miss the US 500, you're pretty much dead to them. So, Rickshaw is basically driving for his career at the moment. Kyle West in the 01, who his day hasn't been exactly pretty, but he's been driving the wheels off that car pretty much everywhere else. Apparently he's had a few offers. I know Alex Osborne apparently is interested in him. Roy Inc. is interested in him. So that his career as an IRL driver may not be over yet. Regazzoni's in the pit lane. Chris Regazzoni. Roy's still in the pit lane, and there's has to be something wrong with that car. I just want to see something. Nope, better caution is on. Don't know why Tannerhill's having issues. Oh, for engine failure, car 11. Miguel Ferraro, on his debut, has blown the motor. I am surprised that is our first engine explosion this race. Considering how Monza is. That should...
Ferraro was having a great run, too.
He was in 5th. Don't think it's going to be a caution because he's out of the racing line. Way out of the racing line. Local yellows, obviously, but nothing too horrible. Bound for 31st between Ling and Templeton. Templeton's going to hold off the Ferrari there for now. Speaking of Ferrari drivers, Lunches Foth, again, part-time driver, was called in to replace Chris Regazzoni after his injury. Kind of sticking it to Ferrari at the moment, trying to make them regret maybe not keeping them, him in, or her in, them keeping Foth wanting to make the point that they should be in this 54 car, or full time at least. However, to be fair, Chris Regazzoni, the reason why he's so deep in the field was because of a Ferrari blunder on the pits. Not so much skill issue. I believe that is a camera glitch. At least the damage. Interesting. Stolarska still leads comfortably over the Topash and Monaco. Just want to make sure. No, he came in. Roy having more issues today. And this time it seems to be mechanical. As Jeff Bonner and Fatons didn't battle for 18th as the 19 car. Actually, a few cars are pitting. Some of the leaders.
I think the 65 broke down or something. I saw the 65 slowed down.
Finally. If it isn't obvious already, Tannerhill has been ordered to meet with race control. Same with the driver, crew chief, and spotter. And that's not a really good place to be slowing down. West kicks up a bit of sand, keeps it rolling. Topash beat the 83 out of the pit lane. Car is pitting. This is a bad spot to be. And yeah. Caution on lap 20. And this is going to throw everything into a mess. Because that is right at pit entrance. So, for reference, how yellow flags are handled here in the IRL, they are handled like how World War Formula 1 handles them. All lap cars will be waved. All lap cars in between the first car on the lead lap and the last car on the lead lap will be waved through. Any cars in front of the leaders will also be waved through. Sean Perkins has damage from somewhere. Oh. Okay. There's not going to be a penalty just because Bonner did lose spots, and the pit lane here is genuinely terrible. Don't think they're going to black flag Logano either just because he was avoiding an accident. Here we have the fun problem of, I think, the 8 car hasn't taken caution yet, therefore everyone else is the last car on the lead lap. Or on the wave round. And because of that, I don't think the lap cars are going to have to get out of the way. I think that might be the case. We might be under a bit of an extended yellow. So we have a few cars pitting under this yellow, so this is going to throw the strategy wide open. once the green comes back out, I am going to throw another yellow just to clear some of this up. Because some cars should be waving around, and they're not. So not the roads most ideal, it's time to have a caution, but we are under caution, and probably will be for a little bit longer, because the 65 broke down in front of pit road, causing a hazardous situation. This is still all under one caution, by the way. We're still under the first caution. It's going to read technically as under two cautions, but, well, we're not. Okay. Seven. Looked like the one had ran to the back of the 14. Alright, now that we got that all taken care of, looks like coming on some point under the caution, the 22, the 13, and a few other cars ran over each other. That's on them. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them fixed it, however, there will be no more wave arounds. Perkins has pulled the car behind the wall. And the reason why I say there's no more wave arounds is because everyone is on the lead lap. With the exception of cars 29 and 26. Few cars will be hitting the pit lane. Of course, we see 27 in, the 33 and the 1 is in. Probably repair some of that damage. The 54 is in. Topash is in. Monaco has stayed out. They repaired the 1 car. They just took the front end off of it. Same with the 33. So this race, I think, is far from over. And top 5 as they run: Olivia Strelarska, Eric Monaco, Allison Holiday, Gaze Bryan with the Richware team, excuse me. Then it's Vladimir Vatanov, Bogart Daniel, Harrison's teammate, Ivan Carson. Dakota Brothers runs 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th is Bogart, 7th is Carson, 8th is Brothers, 9th is Edmund Berlund, 10th is Ryan Rickshaw, 11th is Voth, 12th Defonzia, 13th Topash, 14th Roy, 15th Stinton, 16th, actually no, Roy is a few laps down. Then Stinton, Bonner, Mayer, Logano, Wolf, Regazzoni, West, Jackson, Inneling, Smithley, and Rolke round out your drivers in the lead lap. Harrison and Speeds are also on the lead lap in the pits. Same with Templeton and Jewel and literally everyone else. So Jackson's been told to let someone through. Roy and Kirkland will not be told to get out of the way just because the wave rounds have already happened. Starlaska has ran a perfect race up to this point. However, everyone is stacked up behind her again. And there's 14 laps, so there's still plenty of time for things to happen. Asana and car 22 has pulled her car behind the wall. It's a bit of a jam up coming out of the S's. Everyone keeps it rolling though. Stellariska won her first race of the season at Karyala, a track that is very much different than this place. Monaco has won his first race at the Hungaroring, which is the exact opposite of this place. Holiday has one win to her name, and that was last season at Moncton, the short track in Canada. And Jeffrey, who somehow is inside the top 5, has yet to win an IRL race. Vatanov has been close a few times, but has won Le Mans, I believe, twice. And we are back underway here in Italy, and Holiday is immediately looking out, so is most of the field. Sterling gets a brilliant start, Monaco did not. Holiday's going to try to take full advantage of it. So we enter turn 1. Holiday, I think, is going to get past the 83. We look to be clear of turn 1 safely. Holiday, with a great restart, going after the lead. This is going to be Sterlarska's first major challenge all afternoon. And she holds it off. Botham has gone past the 83. And we'll hold on the third. Everyone gets through this bit cleanly. I think West dipped a few wheels off, jammed up a few people. Not the end of the world. A few cars swinging it wide in the Lesmos. And I think we're clear of the Lesmos. Mostly free. Jewel backs out of a dangerous situation. Entering the SS Sterlarska is starting to pull a bit on Holiday. Bothamov is starting to close in, gets a bit loose, still holds on to it. Monica's going to take full advantage on the back straight. So is Rickshaw on Bullgrid. Boy, we're going to try to take him deep into the Parabolica. Same with Monaco during the 172 through the last turn. And Rickshaw's going to have a run on, that's Brian, on the 52 car. So Rickshaw has to crash the back. Riccazoni and Wesley Jewell. So Trekkie did call the wreck in the Parabolica just a few laps too early. And it looks like Wesley Jewell tried to wreck the 14. And failed.
Yeah, back then I thought one of the Ferraris got together.
Someone is Patonsta is reporting a vibration. Tesla Webb has hit the pit lane. And someone just went through the sand back here. I think it was the 52 car. Radio transmission from the 14. If you're going to learn to wreck someone, make sure you don't wreck yourself. Both has a lot more damage than he did a few seconds ago. Oh. Let's see. Trying to get around the outside of Berlund and Carson. He was back on the track and don't know if he moved over or nah. That's gonna be looked at post race. Dakota Brothers at the close call. But that is going to be looked at post-race. There's an argument to be made that, yeah, the 54 came back on the track dangerously, but there's also an argument that 12 ran through him. As one of the Connor Sport cars are pitting, that is Callie Mayer. So we may not be done with pit dramas yet. Holiday is starting to fall back from Sterlarska, and Jeffrey is starting to cause a bit of a traffic jam. Ryan Rickshaw, despite being spun out earlier, has made his way up to 9th. The guy who spun him out is 32nd, 3 laps down. And as things stand, is going to have to race his way, or time his way into the Carlisle Grand Prix. And Rich Roy missing the Carlisle Grand Prix is something I didn't think I'd hear ever. He has 5 wins there as Carson's goes around the 52 car. But Roy has the most wins at the Grab City Street circuit in the series, as Ree goes wide again. Or excuse me, it's Brian goes wide. Seems infallible there. So it's going to be fun to watch him try to qualify for that. Regazzoni's in the pit lane. Not really surprising, considering he has that damage from that incident. The question is, can Bothanov or Monaco get past this 56 car and have a run at the race leader? As Rickshaw is taking it to the one of Daniel. Roy looking to make it through line for some reason. Don't know why he'd do that. Roy is faster than these two. Probably faster than all the cars ahead of him. Being a few laps down, no, wreck him again. 56 is in the pit lane. Pretty much confirming that people might not be safe on fuel. So we may have a fuel race on our hands, and that damage that the one, I think, self-inflicted is starting to harm her. Rickshaw has cleared the one. As Monaco is trying to get past Bothanov for second. The one car has dipped a few wheels in the grass behind everything. And I think the 16 just having aerodynamic issues. Great recovery drive by VOLing as that's Stinton who went off the road. Same with some of these guys are rookie. Good recovery drives for most of these people. Holidays and fresh air, let's see what she can do. Maybe make up some time. Patch was set back by the caution, and she is charging her way through the field. I'm making a move on the 27 car here. Very deep, very late on the brakes. Whereas it looks like Monaco's in the pit lane, so Monaco can't make it. I don't think any of these guys can make it. Roy's in, Brian's in, a few of the guys in the back are in. I have a feeling if you pitted under this caution, you might be safe. Or at least be better off. So Bothanov is free from the challenge from Monaco for now, as we're looking at the other Red Bull take on Inge Eriksson. Who is now under pressure from Brady Bourne, who, even though she's had a little hiccup earlier, still coming nicely through her way through the field. In the pack, Smithley trying to get around, that's Aiden Jackson. And does so cleanly, maybe a bit of a late braking, but gets through. Stolarska's in. So is Bothanov. Topac's going to stay out, so is Berlun. Carson is pitting. Rickshaw is going to be on the podium at this rate. Same as a few other drivers. Bree is pitting. Brothers is pitting. The Thorn's going to stay out. Ericsson's going to stay out. And that's Dylan Speed, who's teammate to her biggest tail rival at the moment. So I wonder if Red Bull team principal Kenny Myatt is going to have him play any games. But Eriksson seems to be taking care of that herself. She runs wide in 1 and 2. Let's see. Holiday ahead of the 8, but runs turn 1 wide. But is going to make it stick. So, assume everyone in front of her has to pit. Allison Holiday is the de facto race leader. Allison Holiday is not defective. Mayer was going to run 4th, Monaco 5th. So great strategy call by the Connor Sport team. Brian's got in front of Oling and Woof. So, some undercutting and overcutting. And the undercut seems relatively powerful. It is assuming these guys have to pit again, which I think they might have to. But these guys also pitted under that caution. As soon as I say that, Topash dives to the pit lane. Rickshaw's in. Yeah, I think everyone's pitting. Nope. Oroki's pitting or staying out. Though I don't think he can make it. And I think Eris Speed. Okay, I thought the buzzer was going off. I think Dylan Speed has been told to do whatever Erison does. Is this what it seems like at the moment? Don't think Scandinavia Sports going to take too kindly to that, but don't really think there is in stock car racing you're allowed to use the bumper. Mayer has gotten in front of Vothanov. Vothanov going to try to swing it wide, and it looks like Vothanov will get the power in the curve of Grande. Mayer going to try to keep it around the outside, can't get it done. Meanwhile, Topash is in front of Berlund. Rickshaw is still in front of Monaco. Gates Brown lost a few spots, it looked like. And the Thorns in the pit lane for an extended trip. So it looks like her run through the field has fallen short. Alright. Time to see what UC Roki does. Does he stay out another lap and risk it? Yes, he does. Speeds and Erison. No, wait. Erison's pitting. Speeds is staying out. Templeton is going to pit. Same with DeFonzia. As of right now, Ellison Holiday, who is running in the back half of the grid all race long, looks like it's about to steal another win from Mid-Atlantic. And that 8 car doesn't look as powerful as it has all day. Nearly a second slower than the 56. Here comes Rickshaw on Monaco. Monaco gonna try to defend around the outside, does so successfully. As Viola is trying her best to hold off a whole bunch of faster cars. As let's see, we got Bolgrid and Wolf fighting for position. I saw Mayer is still fighting with or Smithley is still fighting with Smithley. DeFonzia is not too far behind him. And it looks like Jackson is going to take the spot from Smithley. Erison is still in the pit lane. It is a nightmare situation over there at Scandinavia Sports. Oroki has hit the pits. Same with Speed. I think Speed's entire point was to hold up the 2 car, and something is wrong with the 2 car. Let's see, where does the 04 come out compared to the rest of the field? It's going to come out right behind the 172. First is Holiday, second Saraska, third is Mayer, fourth is Vothanov, fifth is Oroki, sixth is Topash, but that might be changed. Here comes Monaco. and it will. Monaco to 6th. As we're looking for where did the 82 come out. 82 is out behind the 53, which I think that's going to be 18th. Oh! Defoncia into the wall. And that is her day done.
Take a look at what happened.
I think Jimmy Logano might have something to do with this. Let's see. Stefanzia has ran that car into the barriers, and Jimmy Logano is going to receive a nice stop and go for it. You can't exactly send it in that. I mean, you can send it, but you just have to make sure you're not using someone else as a brake. So Logano is going to have his decent points haul. I mean, it's not a great points haul, but as a new team, that is going to go down the drain. Holiday's in. So is Mayor. Oh. Thirteen's also back on track. Their tires are shot. So was Woofs. Topaz and Monaco. This will be for 4th. Monaco runs a bit wide, trying to get past the 3 car, cannot do so at all. So it looks like the good days of Holiday and Mayor are down the drain. Ran those tires a bit too much, and they were starting to come apart. Stronarska holds the lead, and that makes sense her pace-wise. He was so much slower than the 56. Saving her stuff. Wonder now, Bothanov can run down the 8 car. And you have to keep in mind, Oroki and Bothanov are in an Independence Trophy battle. So, big deals for their for that respective championship if one of them can get ahead of the other. Regazzoni is in. We might not be done with pit stops. Because they're only getting 11 laps per tank. And they last pitted on lap 28-ish. There's the pit line, but she is well down the running order. I wouldn't count her championship out yet, just because there is still plenty of races to go, but this is going to hurt significantly if Monaco can stay inside the top 5. Monaco has lost some ground to Topash. Rickshaw holding off Carson. Rickshaw having a solid run, both the Ferrari full-time drivers getting acquainted with each other, though Ellington's 9th, so at least one Ferrari is going to come home with a decent finish. Despite all 3 cars having pace throughout the weekend. Rickshaw is driving out of his mirrors at the moment. Star Scott is starting to pick it up. And also, importantly for the championship reasons, Monaco is also starting to pick it up and trying to run down Topash. Championships have been decided by a close margin, so I'm pretty sure he would want to get fourth, while Harrison's having a bad point today. Especially with how uncertain double point races can be. As Rich Rover, for some reason, is racing in the 84. Roy and Rickshaw had a run-in at Gateway a few weeks ago, and I wonder if this is a something to a part of it. These two, Rickshaw and Roy, do not like each other. They had an incident in Kansas where Roy tried to take, after contact in the pits, Roy tried to take him out within 30 seconds, and then at Gateway he dumped the 84. Everyone thought it was resolved, and then we have this incident where Roy's dumped the 84 in turn 1, and Zelang is dueling with Carson. So I wonder if the storage can have a word with him post-race about this. Oh, contact! And Ivan Carson has gone for a spin, nowhere for West to go. And I don't...
Right in the passenger side.
No caution, considering there is enough runoff to get those cars off track immediately. And it's not in the middle of the racing... I mean, it's kind of in the middle of the racing line, but it's not the end of the world. Let's see. Well, I think that's kind of dry.
Well, that's a penalty for 16.
Yep. Well, they're gonna have to serve that coming to the white. So remember I was talking about how Ferrari listed one car having a good day? Well, that changes. Both of the Rich Ware cars that could come in with top 10s at this rate, and Colgrid is going to be put in 10th when the 16 serves her penalty. Also, Monaco lost 5th. What happened to you? Oh. Monaco trying a bit too hard. Let's see. Starska still churning out hot laps as they take the white. 172 is a bit faster that time, but I don't think it's going to matter.
172 better hope the 8 broke down, so...
You need a qualifying lap in order to get past her, but... don't think it's going to happen. Holiday is absolutely flying at the moment. She's has fresher tires, and I think the 14 can't make it. We were cutting it close, and I don't think the Dodge team got enough.
And the 16 just came in to serve a penalty.
Actually, no, we're getting told that the 14 is getting black flag for cutting turn 1. Interesting.
That's something we must have missed.
Well, wouldn't surprise me considering this race has been chaotic at times. Olivia Starska, second Lesbo. Since Team Dart has entered the sport back right in around round 6 at Canada, they have been, as their name suggested, quick. Starlarska won Finland after a late charge throughout the field. Today it's the opposite. She qualified on pole, stayed in front of everyone, and Well, we're seeing the benefits of it. The crowd here today came here and hoping to see someone in red win. A car in red will win, but will not be for Ferrari. Olivia Starska rounds Parabolica and will win the round of Italy, and she'll be followed by 2 independent trophy cars by Vladimir Vothanov and UC Oroki. 4th, it'll be Topash. Monaco managed to get by the 9 car for 5th. 6th place we'll have Berlin. 7th place Ryan Rickshaw, making sure that Kyle West being wiped out will not despite Kyle West being wiped out, Teamster USA will come in with some points. Rich Ware has a 9th and 10th to be proud of, or 8th and 9th to be proud of. Burkett comes in 10th. Jackson 11th. Holiday made her charge up to 12th, so a good strategy call in the end by the 56th crew. Speeds comes in 13th, though points saved for Red Bull. Baton's Ditton 14th. 15th will be Mayer. 16th Brothers. 17th The Lang, despite the penalty. The Thorn has had a miserable day, will be 30th. 18th Templeton. 19th Bonner. 20th will be Lugano. 21st Smithley, despite that penalty. 22nd Wolf. Foth is going to come home 23rd. 24th, I think, crossed the line already. No. 24th will be Carson, despite being in that incident. Chris Rigazzoni on debut would get a point. I think we can all agree that probably should have been more. But Astarska, dominating day in the office. Don't think anyone there will have any regrets. One thing I do want to look at. 9 car did get passed again. And here's how that happened. This is a replay. So, poor exit out of turn 1. Monaco's going to get the run off the corner. Berlin throws the block. But Monaco's just going to take him around the curve of Ronda. Looks like Berlin tried to squeeze him out, but only hurt himself in the end. We'll be back to show the points situation following the round of Italy. 1. A quick look at the driver standings. Eric Monaco continues to hold his lead over Andy Garrison and extended it significantly. In most cases, a 66-point lead would be you would be safe for the next race. However, next race is Gravis City, and you can get more than 66 points. So Monaco's lead is not as safe as it looks. Make just a few other notes. Yeah, as you can see, Rich Roy did not make the top 30. Instead, Kelsey Topash and Jeffrey managed to climb their way up in the standings, same with Rokley. So those 3 drivers will be getting automatic locks into the Gravis City Grand Prix. If you've noticed, there's a few names on here of drivers who aren't full-time or aren't in the series anymore. The series will announce any changes in that regards. A quick look at our Independence Trophy. It helps if I update where everyone is sitting at the moment. Shows UC Oroki still leading the points. Actually, I think he took the points lead away from Danny Bouchard. Again, both of those drivers are locked in to the Gravis City Grand Prix. So, the there's a good chance we'll see those two dueling over the top spot. The series will continue once again at Grafix City, and we'll hope to see you then.